relations between the two countries. With the experiences in mind, they are convinced that the opening of these issues can only be solved through dialogue and active efforts towards overcoming the differences and promoting common values and interests. The decision on normalizing the relations is significant for the two countries, as well as for the entire international community, as it represents a symbol of the triumph of diplomacy, which is important in the context of the current developments in the international relations. Several media outlets were reporting today that the opponents of President Barack Obama's new Cuba policy have threatened to block the efforts to restore the diplomatic relations after 50 years of hostility. Florida Senator Marco Rubio promised to block the nomination of any American ambassador to Cuba. Other anti-Castro legislators suggested that the Congress would remove the funding for any normalized ties with the country.
When it comes to the relationship between Serbia and Russia, where does it stand today, especially with the conflict in the Ukraine and obviously with the European countries, most of them, not siding with Russia?
I have to say first that both countries are friendly, and Ukraine and Russia as well, and we would like to maintain and to save our friendly relations with both countries, because we have a lot of common, we have a lot of history, and Serbia has a slightly different position toward Russia from other European Union member countries. Because first, we are not member of European Union now, and we didn't adopt sanctions of European Union against Russia, because we don't see our place in that conflict, you know. We don't want to be pushed into conflict, neither with Russia nor with Ukraine. That is delicate issues, and because proximity of Serbia to both countries, we hope that during the presidency of OSCE we will be able to sit with both sides and to be useful for both sides. You know. We are not in position to impose solution for them, but the best way is to preserve unity of the country and to preserve good neighborhood relations between two big countries. In fact, Ukraine is Ukraine has 3 times bigger territory than France. Right. And with some goodwill, we believe that we can be instrumental in dialogue between Russia and Ukraine, and the peace can be established first, and then all others later.
Festival of the Russian-Serbian culture has opened at Belgrade Gallery Progress, and the visitors will have an opportunity to see and buy the Russian crafts products. The festival was opened on Tuesday by the Russian ambassador to Serbia, Alexander Chaparan, who expressed hope that one day Serbian crafts products will be presented in Russia. The ambassador noted that this year Russia marks the 1052nd anniversary since its foundation, stressing that the country's crafts date to earlier centuries. Chaperan said that he believes that the most authentic Russian crafts products include the Pavlovo posad scarves, which have been made for 300 years in a village 100 kilometers from Moscow, samovars and nesting dolls. Miodrag Pavlovich, the director of the tourist organization of Belgrade, pointed to the live connection between Serbia and Russia. He added that he will be accepting the suggestion to organize a presentation of the Serbian traditional crafts maybe as early as next year at one of the tourism fairs in Moscow. The festival will be opened by January the 18th. The festival is organized by the Folk Arts and Crafts of St. Petersburg and the Leningrad Region Association, and the NGO Hall of Crafts with the support of the Russian Embassy in Serbia and the tourist organization of Belgrade in cooperation with the Association of the Serbian Traditional Crafts and Homecraft, Nasledaya.
If Your Excellency will allow me, we'd like to talk a little bit about economic cooperation between Serbia and Egypt. Where would you say the status is today?
Our economic cooperation is not so high now. In last 3 years, we have a significant decrease of our trade because the situation in the Middle East is changed in the last 3 years, not only because Egypt, because events in entire region. And we hope that we will use our potential to increase our economic cooperation. We have now good prospects, for instance, in agriculture and other aspects of cooperation. And but the good development in Egypt is stability. We had several inquiries of our big companies who wanted to invest here in Egypt, but people who want to invest money, they are very sensitive to any kind of instability and risk. But Egyptian economy, despite of all turbulences, is growing. Many European economies are decreasing, but we have to keep in mind that Egyptian economy is still growing, not in highest rate as it was before, but to grow significant. So Egyptian economy is still important partner for Serbia.
We also, since we're talking about cooperation, I understand that there's also cooperation in archaeology.
Yeah, this is something new what can be added to our agenda because Egypt as archaeological treasury is well known around the world. But less known is that Serbia is the space where we can find the roots of probably oldest civilization in human history. It is Etrurian civilization. In Serbia there are a lot of places which give evidences to us of existence and development of Etrurian civilization. There is also found Etrurian alphabet, which is the oldest world alphabet. This 8,000 years ago. What is very important actually to